Well, hello, and welcome to the Mills Connection Show. I'm your host, Carla Mills Tatum. Today's guest is Brandon Miltsch. Our topic is wealth. Brandon, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I am so glad. I was doing some research, and I was looking, there's so much stuff about you on the web. And it said you had not one, not two, but three businesses while you were in high school. How does anybody have three businesses in high school? Can you tell us about that?
I think it really started at a young age. I was always interested in business. I was always interested in the concept of making money. Unique situation. I had a father move to the country with no money, started a business, and had clients like Bill Cosby, and was able to generate a lot of money. And he always told me at a young age, you can have anything you want. So I definitely had supportive parents, not even financially supporting me, just telling me you can do it. Started out with real basic businesses like a car detailing company. I think it cost $100 to start, and within 30 days we had almost 100 clients. Valet parking company, something that cost a little bit more to start, but it was easy to run at 16, 17, 18 years old in New York, getting contracts at local restaurants. And really just to have the encouragement that I could do whatever I wanted if I put myself out there and just worked hard.
That's awesome.
So, and I've watched my mother and father both work 60, 70-hour weeks, and still to this day work those kind of hours. So I understand what it takes. You got to work real hard.
That's true. When I was looking on the web, I saw you with Jane Fonda, P. Diddy,
Sure.
Lil Wayne, Jazzy Faye, basketball players. I mean, anybody that's hot, anybody that's making, it seems like 30 to 50 million and up, they're with you. What is the connection?
There's a couple connections. Some of them are clients. Some of them we might be handling some marketing. Maybe we're doing some music video work or photography work for through the company. But I think there's a common connection that a lot of us are trying to help out different charities, whether it be the Frank Ski Kids, the Ron Clark Academy, or even starting our own foundation. So we have a common goal to give back, and those are some of the people that have definitely helped me give back. So I have a genuine interest in people and helping them, and I think that's where the networking king comes in. And I think there's a level of diversity with my network that's a little different than your typical business owner. So that's, I think, what people see is they see me with this person or that person, or with this business or that business, and it's just so different, where typically people stay in their comfort zone.
All right, tell us about your company and about your events.
Definitely. I have a company called Miltsch Ventures, and we do events here in Atlanta. One of the companies is Networking in Atlanta, and for over 2 years we've thrown a monthly networking event. I saw a real need in Atlanta to get all different kinds of people together in a serious environment, have great food, great drinks, and keep it real professional once a week and once a month. And the other one is Real Estate Connections, and we get together once a month, and it's real estate and real estate related professionals just getting together to help each other. Real diverse groups of people with one common goal, and it's to help the city of Atlanta and obviously help themselves.
All right, for the people who are here in our audience, people who are watching, how do you get into networking? Give an example of your first step for someone that didn't grow up, with
Sure.
a family that was so helpful like yours was.
Yeah, I think the first step is just getting comfortable with yourself. You have to understand what it is that you're out there for. If you're looking at it as a social outlet, it could be a real problem. You need to understand you can't help everybody, and just get out there and maybe ask some people, hey, do you mind inviting me to an event? I'd like to come with you. But I think that people should always be looking for a bigger opportunity, a better job. So there's really no excuse why you shouldn't be networking. If you're home and you have a job, how do you know there's not a better job out there for you? And that's why I encourage people to always go out and have fun and just try to help other people, and then it comes back.
That's powerful. Okay, your company, one of your companies is Firewolf. What is that?
So 1978, my father started the business, and I had mentioned Bill Cosby was one of the first clients. Full service marketing, advertising, branding, everything that you can think of. For over 30 years, delivering marketing solutions, a lot of websites. It's just helping people with their marketing and ways to get new business. And we're having a lot of fun, especially in these times. Businesses need really creative ways, whether it's using videos, whether it's using Facebook, Twitter, to draw attention to their business that aren't going to cost as much as traditional advertising resources. So we've had to change a lot over the last 30 years to be the company we are today.
All right, and Thrive. That's something else you're associated with. What is that?
Well, Thrive is actually a show that I was a guest on, and it was a local guy, Brent Brooks, and he helped me out quite a bit when I first moved to town. And he interviews a lot of different entrepreneurs and people that are doing stuff for the community. And a lot of my clients and friends have actually been guests on Thrive as well.
Okay, well, that's awesome. All right, you have done so much, but it still had to be a force.
Sure.
I know that you said your dad, motivated you, but I mean, every time I talk to you, you're always doing this. What is it? Where does that come from?
I think the reality is that I love to work. I love people. I don't think there's any excuse. I've had bad days. I have great days. But I always get up and try to give it 100%. And getting married, being married now, obviously that changes the whole landscape. I'm a lot hungrier than I ever have been. Finding out 4.5 months ago that my wife's pregnant is something that makes me really hungry.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Okay.
So every second counts, expecting a baby, being married, and I guess I don't think there's any way that you can just sit back, especially in the times that we're in today. Things might not be as great as they were a few years ago for me, but I'm going to make sure that they're better than they ever were.
So you're saying no matter what, you can always make money.
Absolutely.
You don't have to work a job. If it means
Absolutely.
going out there and finding out what it is that you need to do, then go out there and just do it.
Definitely. And I'm seeing it now more than ever where people are sort of accepting the fact, I've accepted jobs that I never wanted. And sometimes you have to put in the work and you have to deal with it. It doesn't mean you have to tell everyone. But I see people and they're complaining they don't have money, but I know there's jobs out there. And it's just a matter, and you can always create a job. Don't always look where somebody is supposedly hiring for a position. Go in and tell somebody you want to work for them, and I think you'd be pretty shocked at the results you might get.
You're right. So you're saying you just want to work for them for free?
Maybe try it for a week for free if you can afford that.
Yes.
I guess that would be an investment you'd be making to potentially get pay later on. But do whatever it takes, and make sure that you like what you're doing. If I didn't like this, I wouldn't be doing it. There's been businesses that I've been involved with that I didn't like, and I pull away and I stop them. There's times where I've had to close businesses down, and that's okay. I think a lot of people are worried about what other people think, and you got to sort of lose that, especially in this economy.
Excellent. All right, everybody has desires. You have accomplished so much at your young age. What is next for you?
Really, the next chapter in my life is health. I've really confronted it the last few months. I'm working out with trainers right now 6 days a week, 2 times a day.
Wow.
So for the first time in my life, I sort of said, wow, I've had a lot of fun, but what happened? I used to be in really good shape and I had really good health. And I started to feel almost tired. So I'm working with a local gym called Eclipse, and I want to get my health back. And then it's family. I've had a lot of fun. I've run around crazy. I've met a lot of people. But I want to understand balance. I want to have the time from my son or daughter. I want to have the time for my wife. And I want to spend the time traveling and doing things that I enjoy. I don't want to be chasing money for the rest of my life. So that's why I'm putting it in now.
All right. Everybody has mentors. Who do you look to?
Obviously, first my father and my mother. But I have a very, very unique situation. Robert is one of my mentors, really almost like a best friend, brother. He was in the United States Secret Service for over 20 years. He knows everything about me. Tell him everything, checks in with me daily, and he's also a business partner. He actually works for one of my companies now as well. And it's just so important, somebody that you can lean on. He's in a different position. He's been through several marriages, so he might be able to tell me what not to do. He's a good guy. You need somebody that you can be honest with. A lot of people have a mentor and they tell them what they want to be, where I think you need to tell your mentor the truth and also where you want to be. So I have several mentors, but Robert would definitely be my number one mentor, and his background and his stories are wild, and we've gone out and caused trouble and had fun together, and I just am so thankful. He spends Christmas at my house.
Awesome.
And he is family for sure.
All right, you have a function coming up next week. Can you tell us? Is everybody here invited?
Of course.
Tell us about it.
The whole city of Atlanta is invited. I know that's 6 million people, but I know out of that 6 million, there's only so many that are serious. So what it is we have networking in Atlanta. I'm going to get out invitations, but if you go to networkinginatlanta.com, you can always find out about the event. I also have the Real Estate Connections, ATL, which is the monthly networking event. We'll be celebrating the 1-year anniversary for that, and I have invitations for that as well. But really just hit me up on Facebook or Twitter, and there's always something going on in Atlanta, and I'd be glad to share that with anyone that's interested.
All right, that's really all I have. We will stay tuned for a commercial, and we'll be back in just a moment. You've just been connected.
Dismissed from drama school with a note that read, "Wasting her time. She's too shy to put her best foot forward." Turned down by the Decca Recording Company, who said, "We don't like their sound, and guitar music is on the way out." A failed soldier, farmer, and real estate agent. At 38 years old, he went to work for his father as a handyman. Cut from the high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. A teacher told him he was too stupid to learn anything, and he should go into a field where he might succeed by virtue of his pleasant personality. Fired from a newspaper because he lacked imagination and had no original ideas. His fiancée died, he failed in business twice, he had a nervous breakdown, and he was defeated in 8 elections. If you've never failed, you've never lived.
Welcome back to the Mills Connection Show. Our guest today was Brandon Miltsch. We're going to get to the question and answer segment of our show.
Good afternoon. The question I have to ask you, since you are in marketing, in this country, slogans are always used to sell products. But what I would like to find out, if you had a slogan that you know could possibly work for any corporation, which would have longevity, like, say, for instance, "Where's the beef?" Something like Walt Disney did with "What's Up, Doc?" Mm-hmm. Things that are lasting. How would you go about it as far as copyright and then trademark?
The first step would be really to meet with Jeremiah Jarman, my attorney that handles all that kind of business law stuff, mm-hmm. and take care of just copywriting that, trademarking that, and then putting that together in a presentation that you could present to one of the companies that you might think would benefit from it. Mm-hmm. You'd probably want to hit up the chief marketing officer of whether it be Wendy's, Disney, HBO, whatever the company is. Mm-hmm. One of my concerns is that most of the marketing concepts and slogans and stuff are created from an internal marketing team. So there might be some resistance there to your ideas,
right,
given that you're not in marketing for the company.
Well, in a person in your position, mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to partner up with the person that
sure.
already has this.
Correct.
And, being afraid to just say it to anybody because somebody could pick up your
sure.
idea,
mm-hmm.
knowing that it could work. Take, for instance, you can take a rating on a radio station. Mm-hmm. Took it from a 0.1 to a 13.4 share. Now, in a large market, you need people that are in the know, but you want to make sure you're in a position to get residual income from what you have offered.
Sure.
And
it really starts with the attorney, and that's
okay.
Our general counsel, my attorney, Jeremiah Jarman, local-based, amazing attorney. But you're looking at fees, so you really better believe in that slogan, or you better believe in that idea, because I can't see it costing under a few $1,000s to protect it.
Okay.
So you got to really believe in it to do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'd like to thank you, Carla, for bringing a